want to say there is no person who's in denial. Like, nah. Like every time when I need to now jot down how old I am, like I get a shock of my life, every time. Like even this year when I had to fill in forms, they're like, how old are you turning this? I'm like, what? 38. Yeah, so I'm gonna have a newborn at the age of 38. Let's discuss the shock of my life that I got last year in August when I found out I was pregnant. Let's get into the video. So you would ask, Hore, what happened? What triggered me actually getting the test? So, story behind it is I'm with my partner. We started living together a year prior to us finding out that we were pregnant, and things were not going so well during that time. So we were in a process of, trying to figure things out and going for therapy and stuff. And we've made a decision that the living together situation was not working out for us, but we're not going to be breaking up from the relationship, but the whole staying together with the kids, his kids, was not working out. So we're in that process and stuff. So he was still around, and it wasn't like we're not getting along. We got along. It's just that with every relationship you do have your struggles, and it was one of those things for us. We loved each other. It's just that we just had things that got in the way of us creating the life that we envisioned. I've been together with my partner for like 8 years now, and we took a break around like 2 years, and then the break was like 6 months, and then we came back together. And at that time I was on contraceptives. I was on the depot injection, and the injection chamber was not doing anything for my body. It wasn't supporting my body the way I wanted. I would have loved it to do. Instead, it was just creating havoc. So I just decided, you know what, let me stop, and then let me try the pills, which were the trifacils. And I think we were fine. At that time, I think we were fine. And for the fact that the hormones were up and down and I wasn't feeling myself and stuff, we had a conversation, and then I decided to stop the pill, right? I decided to stop the pill. So at the back of my mind, considering that obviously we could have the possibility of me falling pregnant, wasn't something that we didn't discuss or, think about, because he's been saying he would like to have another child. So I wasn't really stressed. So that was like 5 years ago. So 5 years, fast forward to now, nothing happened. So fast forwarding to last year, August, I wasn't on any contraceptives because the year prior I was diagnosed with PCOS, and I was told that the chances of me falling pregnant are very low. And with that said, I wasn't really thinking about having a child, and we've been trying for like 4 or 5 years and nothing happened. So it wasn't something that I was actually even thinking about or contemplating on. So I was just cruising nicely. And then came August, we had a smaller disagreement, because I think for me, deciding to stay with him and taking the relationship into the next level taught me so much about myself, and there were certain things I could not live with. Yes, I was staying with him, but in the process of me staying with him, I learned so much about myself, and there were things that I was not willing to compromise, and that actually caused a drift within the relationship. And we both agreed that the best decision is to find different places for accommodation, because the staying together is not longer working for us, but we're still in a relationship, so we're fine. And then, because I wasn't really concerned about my periods, but funny enough, I used to have my periods on a regular. Like, he is the only, I think he's the person within the relationship who actually knows the dates off by head. He will tell you, last month your period started on this date and then it ended on this date, so you should expect your period around this date. I was just going on with my phone and on the app. So he did say, I was like, I think my period is late and my boobs have been sore, But because I've been stressing and I've been taking my supplements and stuff, and I was going through stuff, I just thought, maybe it could be that. Little did I think about pregnancy. Pregnancy was the last thing on my mind. Like, I was just on another level. But he did say, I think we're pregnant. It's like, nah, it cannot be that. If you think we're pregnant, go waste your money and buy those pregnancy tests, because it's not going to be from my money, because I know for sure that we're not there, you know? It's just the stress from work and other stuff that I'm going through in my life. So pregnancy was, yeah. Okay, a week passes, 2 week passes, and I'm like, but still nothing clocks in my head to say, girl, you know, there's a possibility that you might be, you know. But I'm like, no. Okay, we decided to buy the pregnancy test on a random Saturday, you know. I woke up and I went and I peed and I, you know, threw him with the test, like, take your test. Like, at the back of my mind, I was like, I knew they were gonna be negative, and I went back to sleep. And he was standing there, he was like, dude, there's no way you're sleeping because these things are positive. I was like, no, you're lying. He's like, go take another one. We went and he took another one. It was positive. I was like, no, there must have been a mistake or something. So this cannot be. Okay, same day, we wake up, we go to the mall, we get another pack. We come back the next day, we try it again. It's positive. Now I'm like, what's going on? No, this is not happening to me. Because I'm at the point where I'm not even thinking about kids. I already have a 13-year-old, and I am no way thinking about having another child, you know? Okay, we take another test and then it's positive, and I'm thinking, no, we need a second opinion. But, you know, now a lot of things are going through my mind, and I'm thinking the timing is so wrong. I don't have a perfect relationship, and there's a possibility that I might break up with this person, and now I'm pregnant. And this is not how I would have envisioned my life, because I was a single parent prior to me finding this person, or him being in my life. I've been a single parent because obviously the dad was not active, so I was not, you know, looking forward to being a single parent again. So it's like, oh my God, the timing is so wrong. This is not how I had envisioned my life. And I was in the process of, you know, also now trying to find myself and what I like and what I aspire to. And, you know, just getting into finding who I am and doing things that make me happy. Because the timing was all wrong, because I think what also contributed to us having the drift in a relationship is I decided to stop my people-pleasing tendencies and decided to put myself first. So we had a lot of clashes with regards to that, because there were certain things I was not willing to do anymore because they were not really benefiting me, but benefiting everyone around me besides me. So I was thinking, no man, this cannot be. Then it means now I'm stuck with this person for the rest of my life. Should I now decide that I want to break up with him, or things don't pan out? You understand? So I think based on the trauma, or based on the experience, or I don't know how my brain processed everything, it wasn't registering that I was pregnant. Like, or maybe I did not want to accept the fact that I was pregnant. I just went on like with my days, and I knew that I had to find a gynae. I had to book an appointment to do the whole antenatal classes and stuff. Eventually found one. I think we went in September, October, the first session. And then when we got there, I didn't see anything. It was just a confirmation that yes, you're pregnant. There's a black sac. They show you on the sauna, you're pregnant. This is your tiny baby. And when I look at the thing, it's like a dot. And I'm like, no. It was like I was having an outer body experience. It was me, but it was not me. So the next visit, again, this is where I need to do the whole tests and stuff. Still, it doesn't register. Like the second time I can see, oh, it looks like there's something, but it wasn't still registering. And then because in that process of me going to my classes around October, November, December, we had a work outing to Cape Town, and I was super excited to be going to Cape Town for the first time. So I was just stressing about my outfits, stressing about me going to Cape Town. Like me actually having a baby or being pregnant was the last thing on my mind. And then the first person that I obviously told was my mother when I went to the gynae for the first time. Came back, I called her because I was not gonna have a formal meeting. I called her, I told her I'm coming, and then when I got there, I was like, you know what, I wasn't feeling well. I went to the doctor, and this doctor just confirmed that I'm pregnant. I don't know how, because I've been told that I can't have kids or I'm infertile, so I don't know what happened. But it is what it is. We're here now. She was like, okay, what can we do? Considering I'm an adult, I'm like 30, what? I was 37, right? So it was that. So my mother was the first person that I told. I think the relief was then reduced a bit because now she knows. Okay, fast forward is now Jan. I went into my work trip and everything was fine. None of my colleagues knew about me being pregnant or anything. And we came back. I only just recently told them, like, what, a month and a couple of weeks back. But by then I was already like, what, 7 months. And I wasn't showing. I think for me, that also added to the I don't know, to the idea that I'm not pregnant, because I wasn't showing. I didn't have a tummy to say, Mugelings, there's something that is growing inside of you. And because already I had a big tummy, the movements from the child were not as strong like now they are strong. So for me, it still did not register that I was pregnant. So if someone was to ask me based on what I've already explained, this pregnancy was not planned, but it does not take away from the fact that I am going to love this child irrespective of that fact. I believe that the child came at the right time, and there's a reason for the child to come, because I don't have a big family and I have my younger sibling, but we never like got along like siblings, and I didn't want my child to grow older alone, because I know the loneliness that I had endured throughout my life, being, feeling like I was the only sibling, yet I had my younger sister, but we didn't have that bond to say I have someone who I can depend on. So I don't want my child to have the same experience. But needless to say, it was not planned, guys. If I wasn't gonna have another child, I would have been fine. But because I have a child now, I'm pregnant now, I'm learning to embrace that part of life, that I'm going to have another child and my daughter's gonna have a sibling, and at least she will have someone to depend on, because I feel like I'm going to foster that relationship, that they need to be each other's pillars of strength, because I know, what I went through was not nice, and I wouldn't want that for my daughter. So my experience so far, I don't know, it's not the type of journey I would have wanted to go through, but because of the challenges that I had to face, I am here now. Besides being told that I'm high risk because of my age, and I was also diagnosed with hypertension, high blood, which is something I never had prior to me being pregnant. So I'm on high blood pills. yeah, I'm okay. I'm only now getting into the feeling of being pregnant because my body is saying hello. There's certain things you can't do anymore because of you having a child within you. So it's only now that I'm realizing that, ooh, okay, I'm about to have a tiny human being, and emotionally, I have not had a, a wonderful journey because it happened the total opposite of what I would have wanted. But I purely also blame myself because the whole thing of waiting for people to create an experience for you, yeah, will leave you dry in a desert alone without water. I'm learning to actually create experiences for myself. If I want to do something, I must do it for myself and stop waiting for other people to do it for me. Because I also felt the first gynae that I was going to, I changed the gynae because I thought she was not giving me a certain experience that I was longing for, and then I changed to another gynae. But it's even worse. But I figured at the end of the day, I wanted them to validate me. I wanted them to make this whole process feel special, which is unfair because these are random people. They don't know me. I'm just there for their services. You understand? I'm the person who's responsible for giving me that feeling that I was hoping they would give me. So there's nothing wrong that they're doing on their part. I'm just going to check if baby's fine, if I'm fine. And then at the end of the day, they'll help me. At the end of the day, they will need to help me, deliver my baby healthy, fine, and we get home. But I think this whole process has taught me to be a very open-minded, and I've seen that I'm a very strong and independent person. And life doesn't always go the way that you planned. And I do have thoughts that, when your baby is now, 40, when the baby is 5, I'll be 43. You understand those certain things that, yeah, but that's life. There isn't anything that I could have done differently because I was not even in a mind of wanting kids like that. So it is what it is, but I'm going to embrace it. And I'm going to use my channel to just document my life because with my first pregnancy, I don't have any pictures. I don't have any videos of me being pregnant or to remind me of the experience of having my daughter. So this time I just want to document everything so that both of them can at some point in their lives come and just view and see the type of person I was, even for my other the coming generation, they can actually see me being their grandmother, how cool I was. But it's just for me to document my life where I know there's certain memories that I can't lose because they'll always be there on the internet. So if you're interested in sharing the journey with me, because I'm on maternity leave, so I have all the time in the world. I'm going to be sharing my journey and obviously becoming a new mom again, because in the age gap my daughter will be 14 and then my newborn will be like a newborn, so the age gap is huge. So I'll just be documenting everything and trying to find myself and getting into doing things that make me happy for once and stop trying to people please, because I think for the longest time I was people pleasing and that did not really help me much. Instead it left me feeling neglected and behind in life. So were you also pregnant in your 30s? If yes, do share in the comment section how it went. So for now, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video to anyone who you think needed to hear my message. So let me see you in the next video, because like I said, I will be documenting my journey to finding me and becoming me with my newborn into motherhood again. Yeah, so for now, bye.